Greetings everyone, Brett here with Hammerhead Model Making, and on today's 5-minute review we're going to be taking a look at the Airfix 148 scale Bristol Bulldog Mark II. This kit was kindly provided for the review by MRS Hobby Shop. Go ahead and check them out at mrshobby.com for all your model making needs. Now, I've never particularly been a fan of biplanes, just not something that's piqued my interest at all. However, this kit and this aircraft in particular do pique my interest. And there's just something about the overall shape and look of this aircraft that really appeals to me. But in addition to that, Airfix has brought out a really nice kit. And I know I say this quite often, but I feel like each kit release that Airfix brings out, they're making incremental progress towards becoming a much more high quality manufacturer. And there's a lot of great detail, mainly like surface detail in this kit that really sticks out to me and really impresses me. And I definitely think if you're a fan of like interwar time period or biplanes in general, or I definitely think this would be a kit to look out for. Airfix has done a good job of really capturing the subtle shapes and the way that the fabric lays across the internal framework of the aircraft. You can see just the very subtle rib structures underneath the wing, and where appropriate they do create like a good metal finish and hard surface finish. But I think they've really captured the canvas material of the aircraft in this model. I think it's brilliant. The rest of the kit looks pretty good as well. Internal details appear to be nice and appropriately detailed. You do get a fairly robust cockpit as well as a pretty decent engine. There is a lot of small parts going into building up the internal framework that kind of sits around the cockpit that the fuselage has then close around, as well as most of the parts for the engine. I will say in regards to the engine, you do get separate pistons, but I feel like the cooling vanes are the detail's a little soft on the actual cooling vanes of the pistons. I would have liked to have seen those a little bit sharper. Nevertheless, it is nice that they're all individually represented, although you do have to do them in halves. Each piston has a front and a back half, so just be aware. There's going to be a fair amount of work going into the engine, but I think it's also going to provide you a lot of opportunity to add extra detail if you want, and really make it shine. So you do get 3 markings in the kit, and they all appear to be really nice, colorful markings. The decals are all in great register. They just look like normal Airfix decals. And I've said this multiple other reviews. I've never had a problem with Airfix decals. I know some people complain about them, but me personally, never had an issue with them. They all seem really nice. Even like the smallest text is legible. So taking a look at the instructions here, you can see there's a lot going into the cockpit area, and a lot of like external details that get applied to the front half of the fuselage. The wings are pretty straightforward and simple. Here's the engine, the way the engine goes. Each part is keyed, so you really have to pay attention to how all the parts go together. You do get a very robust rigging guide for the aircraft, and this is probably one of the reasons why I've never been a huge fan of biplanes. Just the rigging has always intimidated me, but at least Airfix has gone out of their way to provide you a good diagram for the rigging, including like which ones to do first, things that would make it easier for that whole process. So props to Airfix for including all that. Like I said, I think this would be a great kit to build, and it's definitely one that I'll probably add to my own collection after this. And maybe, who knows, maybe it'll kick off a love for biplanes. But I definitely recommend the kit if you're a fan of interwar aircraft, British aircraft, biplane aircraft, whatever. Top notch. Head on over to mrshobby.com. You can check out this kit as well as hundreds of, at least thousands and thousands of others, and be sure to give them some love because they do help us out with these reviews. Anyways, shout out to all my patrons. Thank you, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye everybody.